Welcome, everybody. Nice to see all of your faces. We are going to call this meeting to order. It's 9:01, and welcome to the February 11 Board of Directors meeting. It's 9:01, so just after. And before we start, I'd like to ask Carlos, our interpreter, to walk through translation services. Carlos?
Thank you and good morning, Chair Blakespear. As the chair indicated, we do have interpretation available. I will begin with the instructions for our Spanish speakers and I'll be back with instructions in English. Muy buenos días, se está ofreciendo servicio de interpretación simultánea. Para hacer uso del mismo, por favor desplácese a la parte inferior de la pantalla de Zoom donde aparecen sus controles, haga clic en el icono de interpretación, parece un globo terráqueo, y seleccione Spanish o Español. Si está utilizando la aplicación móvil de Zoom en celular, tableta, etc., presione los puntos suspensivos o más, luego interpretación y luego el idioma. Si no desea escuchar el audio original en inglés en el fondo, por favor seleccione Mute Original Audio o silenciar audio original. Once again, we do have interpretation available to and from Spanish. To use the feature, please scroll down to the bottom of the Zoom screen where your meeting controls are. There, click on the interpretation icon. It looks like a little world, and then select English as your language. If you are joining through the Zoom mobile app, on a cell phone, tablet, or other mobile device, first press the ellipsis, the three dots, then interpretation, and then choose your language. Finally, click on Mute Original Audio to not hear the original Spanish flow in the background. Gracias, and thank you, Chair Blakespear.
Okay, thank you. Now I'm going to ask our Vice Chair to lead us in the pledge.
Thank you, Chair. Everyone, please join me. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. So we have a number of things to get through today. So I would like to ask the public that if you would like to speak on something, please raise your hand during that item's presentation from staff. And I'll be calling on the public first, and then I will call on board members for their questions and comments after that, and then for us to vote. So we'll be taking our non-agenda public and member comments at the end of today's agenda. And we'll go to a CEO report now from Hassan.
Thank you, Chair Blakespear. Good morning to all of you. And it's good to talk to you again as we're honoring Black History Month today. Let me start by sharing a quote from you, a quote that I often share with my team by Harriet Tubman. It says, every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember you have within you the strength, the patience, the passion to reach the stars, to change the world. It is easy to get lost in the day-to-day. We are all so busy, and there is so much to get done, as some of you on the executive committee here today. I share this quote often to remind all of us that to keep reaching and pushing for that change we would like to see. Pushing to make our vision a reality today. And in line with that, I have sent you last couple of weeks a reorganization chart that outline the structure of the agency moving forward. Just want you to know we had an unprecedented year accomplishment last year. We opened the largest infrastructure project in San Diego's history. That's the Mid-Coast, on time, on budget. We passed a transformative 2021 regional plan. We passed a community-based agreement. We moved, and thanks to Mayor Gloria and his leadership in the city, we moved the bike program much further. And we're gonna continue to put forth a safe bike network for the region. We made tremendous progress on Otay Mesa too. And I'm making a commitment to you with our partners in Caltrans, with my friend Gustavo, that we will make sure that this project is completed by September 2024. We made progress on the environmental work for the Central Mobility Hub and the connection to the airport. the bluff stabilization. And I want to thank all of you. Thank Mayor Castro for keep pushing for doing the right thing on not only the temporary stabilization, but moving the bluff, moving the tracks of the bluff. We about to start a pilot program for free youth passes. And as I was talking to Council President Elio Rivera yesterday, I think this is just the beginning. We're still doing all of this during a very challenging year. And we needed to move forward. It's important that SANDAG continue to evolve and pivot to be able to adapt to the needs and priorities of the day. So following the departure of some of SANDAG leadership over the past few months, we had an opportunity to identify a new structure that will position us to deliver the more than 70 active projects and programs we are working on. I can tell you, and I think Chair Blakespeare mentioned that earlier, we are positioned to do well when it comes to the national stimulus and the state surplus. But I also want to caution all of you that the concern that we have in the industry as professionals is all this surpluses and new stimulus is great. Inflation is really taking hold and costs are rising really fast, and we'll see where land. But let us hope that we take advantage of this. As part of the reorganization, I appointed Colleen Clemenson and Ray Major to serve as deputy CEOs. Colleen for the plans and programs, Ray Major for the business operation. And I can tell you I worked with both of them over the last 3 years, and I have the greatest confidence and that they're going to do the great. So I just want to make sure they pop on the screen so you know who they are, because they are the kind of people you can call to get your answer. So let me start with Colleen. Colleen.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Hassan, and good morning, board members. And I really enjoy working with all of you and appreciate the opportunity that I've had in the time that I've been at SANDAG. And I'm very excited about this new opportunity to serve all of you and serve the region's residents, and look forward to continued work and collaboration as we move the region forward. So thank you for the opportunity.
And then Ray.
Thank you, Hassan. And thank you very much for the opportunity to serve in this position. You know, 2022 is really a pivotal year for SANDAG. We spent the last couple of years figuring out what we wanted to do as a region and coming up with this regional plan. But now it's really time to have the rubber hit the road, if you will. And from an operational perspective, there are things that we can do to really align ourselves to make these projects happen very quickly. And I'm really glad that I can bring my 25 years of executive leadership in private industry back to the public sector and here to SANDAG to really help align some of the departments that we have to just really be able to have higher throughput in the years to come. So thank you again for the opportunity. I look forward to working with all of you.
Thank you, Ray. As you already know, you have an able Chief Financial Officer, one of the best in the business, Andre Dujan. You're going to hear from him today on the budget. You have an amazing Chief Counsel, John Kirk, appointed Victoria Stackwick to be the Chief of Staff and Strategic Advisor. Reporting to Colleen will be the Planning Director. You heard from her today at the Executive Committee, Antoinette Meyer. Robin Wapner, the Communication and Government Affairs Director, and Shannon Humphrey, the Director of Capital Programs. Reporting today will be the Organizational Effectiveness Director, Melissa Coffett. Dr. Berg, Cindy Berg, will be doing the science, data, and modeling. And on the IT, we have an acting Director, Bill Paris, be reporting today. I trust these individuals. I trust them to the point that they're going to continue the journey of moving this region forward, all of it, every part of it. I trust them to always tell the truth, trust them to be honest, trust them to be trustworthy. And I also ask you, you do not have to go through me. You can directly call them, ask them questions, and I know you will always get the answer. So, and you'll get to meet them as we move forward. They're amazing. I am totally impressed with their ability to do work, and I'm honored to be. And this structure is also sets the agency up for succession planning. So we have the depth to keep the agency moving in case of departures and until the board decide how to move forward. So glad that I send you the chart. There were some tough decisions last month, but you know, when you lead, you have to make decisions, and those decisions hopefully will be fruitful for the agency. Share with you a couple of other things. I am very happy to share with you that we have received the approval of the 2021 regional plan conformity determination from the federal government. So that's one in the bag, the plan approved. And that tells you about the caliber of our amazing team. We're still awaiting the approval from the state of California, the Air Resources Board, on us meeting the greenhouse gas emission. We're working with the Air Resources Board, and we would hope that to get the answer from them by May or June. The other thing I want to let you know that last week, I want to thank Chair Blakespear and Vice Chair, Second Vice Chair Satola Silis for coming to a dinner hosted by CBX, the cross-border with our partners from Mexico, with the Consul General from Mexico. That dinner was actually for Sandag leadership, great discussion. I thank both the chair and Mayor Satola Silis for being there. And the next morning, I was honored to be there when Mayor Gloria came and spoke at the opening of the extension of CBX. CBX is a success story. It is now went from 3 million passengers to 10, and that keeps going. That's why the binational relations that the mayor mentioned, and I can tell you it was an honor to sit there in the audience, listen to Mayor Gloria highlight the importance of two cities, one region in moving forward. Let me give the floor to the chair, second vice chair, or Mayor Gloria to say anything if they want about CBX events. Speaking of the Air Resources Board, we were so pleased to see them unanimously approve adding the International Border Community San Ysidro and Otay Mesa to the AB 617 Community Air Protection Program yesterday. Sandag has been working closely with the Air Pollution Control District and our community stakeholder for years to make this happen, and are so happy for this opportunity to bring more resources to our region for sustainable freight. And looking forward to working with Supervisor Vargas in her new capacity as a member of the Air Resources Board. Speaking of sustainable freight, on Monday, we are hosting a binational summit for key officials from the United States and Mexico. We will be honored to have Lieutenant Governor Elena Conalacas and our ambassador, U.S. Ambassador to Mexico, Ken Salazar, our local leaders, Congresswoman Jacob, Congressman Peters, and Vargas will be also in attendance. This is a prelude to a bigger meeting happening in April to sign a memorandum of understanding with the Mexican government so we can move Otay Mesa to. Let me just make it very clear. While we invested $600 million so far with our partners in Caltrans on Otay Mesa 2, and this rises after delivering the Midcoast to the top priority for the agency, there is some critical steps that needed, and the leadership of our mayor, who very not long ago met with the Homeland Security. We're going to be meeting in Washington with many officials. We need to make sure that our Custom Patrol Agency does have the funding to man this facility when it's open. I'm also pleased to report, and it was reported at the dinner, a CBX dinner that the chair and second vice chair was, that Mexico completed the purchase of the right-of-way, which is a good news. We've been waiting for this news for a while. So we look forward to the meeting on Monday, and we would hope, very much hope, that this project continue to move as scheduled. And Tuesday, we will have a ribbon cutting for 9 new miles of HOV lane on both directions on the I-5 from Solana Beach to Carlsbad as part of our North Coast Corridor project with Caltrans. I expect to see all of our leaders from the area and from around the region for this important step. Also on Tuesday, we are hosting a virtual housing policy forum to review current and state and federal housing legislation and policy trends. The housing subcommittee had the first meeting. I want to thank Supervisor Los Limer, Mayor Gloria. I think this housing program is so significant. This will probably be the first time we truly try to incentivize cities around the region to link housing and transportation. We are also continuing to work with Caltrans. I spoke to Director Gustavo. I want to thank Councilmember Sankey, Councilmember Raul Campillo. We're working on securing money for the design of the Coronado Bridge safety net. I think many of you know that this is an important regional issue. And with that, I'd like my colleague Gustavo to come on the screen and tell us on that is a little bit about that progress.
Thank you, Executive Director Ikrada. Good morning, everyone. As you all know, this iconic and historic bridge is also one of the deadliest in the United States. And we need to do something to change that. Since 2017, we have been looking first at feasible alternatives for a suicide prevention barrier. And more recently, in the last 2 years, we looked at a series of alternatives that could accomplish that. And we also looked at the environmental impacts that those alternatives could have. Working with a stakeholder group that was established by Senate Bill 656, as well as through numerous scoping meetings, we came up with an alternative that minimizes environmental impacts and could move forward. So on Monday, we released a draft environmental document that is being circulated to the public for 30 days. We will be accepting comments until March 1st. And last night, we stayed up until late on a public hearing, listening from the public about this project and about the alternatives that we looked at, in particular, the one that we are proposing. So we got a great participation, lots of good questions, so some heartbreaking stories as well. And we appreciate everybody that participated in that meeting. From the public, we had a lot of interest on how can we get this project funded and how can we get this project to move quicker. As you all know, this is not a traditional transportation project. So we're gonna have to work together to identify local, state, and federal funding to be able to get this done. There will be some opportunities in the Investment Infrastructure Act or the Bipartisan Infrastructure Bill, but we also have to look at other means. So I wanna thank Councilmember Sankey, Councilmember Campillo for starting the discussion about what can we do locally with local funds to fund this project, because by June, we're gonna have this environmental document done, and we wanna be able to keep the momentum going and get something implemented quickly. So thank you.
Thank you, Gustavo. And just in conversation, both Gustavo and I has with the Director of Caltrans and also now the Secretary of Transportation, we are looking for $12 million for design money, which I'm sure would require a local match that we will be talking to you and many of you. But this is an important regional project, and I said in the beginning, this agency represents the whole region. I know we're running a bit longer, but I just want to conclude my report, Chair Blakespeare, by I know you had rightly so urged us to be ready to compete for national and state money, this surplus money. This is once in a lifetime opportunity. And I can assure you that this team that I just mentioned is more than ready to move forward and not leave any stone unturned to get resources. As Andre indicated to you about the 100 million of revolving credit, this is just to be ready to provide the local match for the potential. But I expect San Diego region and the city of San Diego to compete well, because we are one of the most innovative, known to be one of the most innovative places in the country. And so with that, Chair Blakespear, that concludes my report. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. Before we go to board members who want to comment specifically on Hassan's CEO report, we're going to go to the public. So does the public have, do we have public hands up?
Thank you, Chair. I do see one hand up from the public. Catherine Rhodes, you can go ahead with your comments when you're ready. Catherine, you're self-muted at the moment.
Hello, this is Catherine Rhodes. And yes, I just wanted to comment about one thing. That was, the great news with the Regional Equity Housing Subcommittee. And I actually already signed myself up for the forum on February 15th for housing. And so, what I was really excited about is that Sandag is going to be going after money for housing instead of us always relying on the city and the county to do something. And so, one thing that came out recently is that everybody in the region, every single one of you, not in Sandag, but everybody else, you guys lost out on $61 million on Project Home Key funds that could have been used to buy hotels so that we could get people, out of the streets. And for 61 million, an average of 250,000 each, that could have been 244 more people that could have been taken off the streets if you guys actually applied for it. So, nobody applied for it. The other thing I wanted to mention for that is that, former City Attorney Goldsmith, he had a 2014 legal opinion that confirms that emergency shelters are allowed on dedicated parkland during a declared state of emergency, like a homeless shelter crisis. And one thing that the state did really good, when they gave you guys the homeless emergency aid program funds, they required you guys to declare an emergency shelter crisis. And that actually gives you so much additional protections for you if you want to, open up a shelter literally any single place you want to on any public land or any private land. All you have to do is give, let's say $100 to somebody, and they'll get that protection of the Shelter Crisis Act. And the Shelter Crisis Act allows you to get rid of CEQA. That means that there's no public hearings. The only public hearings in theory would be for financing. And then one of the things I really hope that you guys will do on next week on the Housing Forum, I actually forgot about, if you guys could look into the 100% FEMA reimbursable hotel rooms. It's supposed to end on April 1st, but I very much believe it's supposed to be going on until COVID ends. So we should be hopefully getting an extension pretty soon. And if there is an extension, instead of, the county did it, the city of San Diego refused to do it. Everybody else refused to do it. And I very much hope that Sandag, if we get the extension, they will apply for the fund so we could get hundreds of millions of dollars in here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We have one additional public speaker, Dan Summers. You can go ahead with your comments when you're ready.
I'm in the meeting. I just want to
Dan, you're self-muted at the moment. You can go ahead with your comments.
Good morning, Sandag and everyone else, Chairman Blakespear. My name is Dan Summers. I'm from the Ramona Community Planning Group. Thank you for the opportunity to speak this morning. I have updated accident statistics on State Route 67 for all of you. 2 years ago, I asked the CHP for a history of motor vehicle accidents occurring on State Route 67 between January 1, 2017 and December 31st, 2019, a period of 3 years. And between Highland Valley Road in Ramona and Mapleview Street in Lakeside, a distance of 16 miles. Pencils ready? There were 540 motor vehicle accidents with 340 injuries and 6 fatalities in that 3-year period. Last month, I asked the Highway Patrol for an update within the same parameters over the most recent 2 years, from January 1, 2020 through December 31st, 2021. There were an additional 232 accidents, 139 injuries, and 7 fatalities. So, over the previous 5 years, on State Route 67, there have been 772 motor vehicle accidents with 479 injuries and 13 fatalities. My point, Sandag must realize that climate change is not the only existential threat in our county. More than 50,000 county residents, a third of whom are minorities, face an existential threat every time they commute to their jobs on State Route 67. We're not asking for anything that wasn't promised 33 years ago. The San Vicente corridor will solve all of our issues with safety, evacuation, and social justice. And believe me, we are excited and very grateful for the San Vicente corridor, but only if it is fully implemented to 4 lanes and not merely a widening of shoulders in a few locations. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. And Chair, that does conclude the public commenters.
Okay, thank you. So now I will call on board members who would like to comment on Hassan's CEO report. So Mayor Hall.
Yes, thank you very much. And Hassan, that was really a good report. Really appreciated the detail, and I'm sure the community did also. Earlier this week, there was a county meeting, the supervisors board meeting, and there was some information given there. And I would just like to ask you to give some clarity to where this body is and where we think we're going here in this next year or so. So when we passed the regional housing plan, it included a vehicle miles tax, did it not?
You mean locally here at
Yes.
No, sir.
So so when we voted on it, there wasn't a 4+ cent tax associated with
Are you
that?
talking about the regional plan or the housing?
Yes, the regional.
The regional plan has different financial strategy, including 3 sales taxes and a road user charge, correct?
Okay, and then immediately after that vote, did we not vote for this body to study the vehicle mile tax?
Correct. And we are, as I told the board last time in answering the question, Mayor, we are going to come back to you absolutely based on the motion passed by this board to come back and reevaluate the road user charge being in the plan from a financial effectiveness standpoint, and we are doing that. This is not an easy task. It's gonna take a few months, but we are very shortly gonna come back to you and start discussing that evaluation, of course.
And I totally understand everything you say. This is very complicated, and I appreciate that. But I had several people call me after that we have done away with the vehicle mile tax, and that is yet to be discussed. And so when you say shortly, is that going to be sometime this year? Do you have some kind of timeline when you think we'll have information on that?
Very shortly, and it won't be years and it won't be many months, very shortly. And I want to assure you this, we might not agree on a lot of things, but once I get a direction from the board, I am obliged to follow. So we will, once we're ready for the discussion with the board, which is going to be, again, not months or years from now, we'll be coming back to you and discussing the evaluation that you requested. What you do with that information becomes up to you.
Yeah, and I understand that it's just some people thought that we had already done away with the vehicle mile tax, and that's yet for this board to decide. So I just wanted, and also I would just hope that we as agencies, and I know this is a very complicated issue, but that somehow we could all come together on some ideas or principles on how to solve this, so we're not going in many different directions. So again, thank you. I just wanted that clarity, so the public has it on record. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Hall. Mayor Jones.
Thank you so much, Chair Blakespear. So I'm glad you brought that up, Mayor Hall. So in the RTP, the road user fee, I would like a full analysis before the elimination of the road user fee and after the elimination of the road user fee for both the funding and then also the environmental analysis with modeling performance analysis. I think we also need to have that recalculated based on the inflation factor, which is over 7% now. And then also the implementation of our PLA and what that's likely to do with our total cost. And so Chair Blakespear, I ask that you direct staff to have all of that done. So it would be the full analysis before the elimination of the road user fee, and then after the elimination of the road user fee, both for funding and the environmental analysis with the modeling performance analysis, and then again with the inflation factor, and then also the PLA implementation. So could we direct staff to do that, Chair Blakespear?
Thank you for your comments, Mayor Jones. I'm going to continue with other comments. Supervisor Lawson Remer.
Thank you so much. I just actually, my understanding is basically everything that Mayor Jones asked for is already being done. Although, just to clarify, are you asking that staff analyze whether we will reduce more carbon emissions with or without a road usage charge? Because if that's the request, I think that sounds like a good idea to make sure that we're looking at whether reducing more carbon emissions with or without a road usage charge. I think the rest of what you asked for is already being done. So could we get clarification, staff?
Yeah, I can, Supervisor and Mayor Jones, just so, first of all, whether you have road user charge in the plan or not, the fact that inflation, and I spoke earlier in my report, inflation is there and it's a significant issue we have to deal with. All of these things that you mentioned is part of the evaluation that Mayor Gloria in his motion when we passed the plan asked for. So this evaluation will be complete, will be honest. But again, a lot of the things you're mentioning, whether about the rising cost of doing things or inflation or the community-based agreement or PLA, these things are going to happen whether the road user charge is in the plan or not. But yes, directly to your question, we're doing all of this and bring it back to this board.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we're able to make a full decision based on all the facts. So I just wanted to have that clarified to make sure that it would be comprehensive. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Council President Ela Rivera.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to make sure, and I know we're trying to get through this item because there's a lot of important business to do. And I'll recognize I'm fairly new here, but I am noticing a trend that we are relitigating issues that have been discussed, voted on, and approved. Mayor Gloria put forward a motion. We acted on it. The study's being done. I think we need to give staff the space to do the work that they've been directed to do, rather than continuously having the same conversation over and over again. Piling more and more work onto staff to do more and more studies, again, to relitigate issues that have been acted upon by this board, doesn't serve this institution well, doesn't serve the public well. It is certainly not a good use of public resources. And so I hope that as we can be a little more forward-looking as a board, and I hope we can be a little bit more judicious about what we are asking staff to perform. So that's it. Also, just one last point: there is no tax. There is no tax right now, right? There is the possibility of a fee included in a plan that is very, very different than an actual tax. So again, hoping we can be much more forward-looking and much more willing to actually get to the business that's on our agenda. That's it, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you for those comments, Council President. Councilmember Sankey.
Yeah, very briefly, Gustavo and Hassan, sincere thanks for your comments this morning. To Councilmember Campillo for picking up the baton after my UT piece and making headway with it. Extreme thanks. And to those of you on this call who have an opportunity, as Hassan intimated that you'll be voting on some proposals for some money for this project. I urge you to be supportive of the project, see it as regionally important, critical not only for the bridge safety, but also for the operations of our transportation system. And I thank all of you for your support so far, and urge you all to be a hero when you have a chance to vote on this project again. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Councilmember Sankey. Okay, well, we are going to end the CEO's report here. We've all had a chance to comment, those who wanted to. So we're not going to go on round 2 here. We're going to go to our consent.
Excuse me, Chair Blakespear. I'm sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. I feel a little dismissed.
Mayor Jones, you've had plenty of opportunity to speak on this item, and we have other things we need to cover. So we're going to move on now. And we did cover some of this at the executive committee as well. So this is, it is my responsibility to run this meeting, and we're going to move on to our next item. So we're going to go to our consent calendar, which is item 3 through 7. And do we have any public comments on consent?
Thank you, Chair. I do see one hand from the public. There's a member of the public with the phone number ending in 899. You can go ahead when you're ready.
Good morning, board. And first, hi, Francesca. I think you do a great job. Secondly, kudos to Sandag for prioritizing the prevention measures on the Coronado Bridge. And primarily now, I'm calling to urge you to fully reopen Sandag meetings to in-person attendance. In light of Governor Newsom dropping the statewide mask mandate, it is beyond time to start reopening government offices and meetings back fully to public access. On February 14th, 2020, the San Diego County Board of Supervisors enacted an emergency declaration, which Chairman Fletcher said would last for 7 days, but could be extended to 30. We are now approaching the 2-year mark. All government entities need to stop the Groundhog Day renewal of powers and teleconferencing only, and reopen all municipalities to the county fully now, including unrestricted access to in-person attendance at public meetings. This includes Sandag. When 7 days turns into over 700, an emergency no longer exists. Reopen Sandag meetings fully, as well as all of San Diego County. Deeds speak far louder than words, which often ring hollow. Show the public your commitment to equity and inclusive government by leading the way and demonstrating what a true representative democracy truly looks like. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Chair, that concludes the public commenters.
Okay, thank you. I would entertain a motion on consent.
Motion to approve.
Second, Salas.
Okay, great. Let's go ahead and vote.
Thank you very much. For the City of Carlsbad, Mayor Hall.
Hall, yes.
Thank you. For the City of Chula Vista, Mayor Salas.
Yes.
Thank you. For the City of Coronado, Councilmember Sankey.
Sankey, yes.
Thank you. For the County of San Diego, Supervisor Lawson Reamer.
Yes.
Thank you. For the City of Del Mar, Councilmember Gasterland.
Yes.
For the City of El Cajon, Councilmember Baber.
I'm from La Mesa, but Baber votes yes for La Mesa.
My apologies, I got lost on my screen here. For the City of El Cajon, Mayor Wells.
Yes.
Thank you very much. For the City of Encinitas, Chair Blakespear.
Yes.
Thank you. For the City of Escondido is absent. For the City of Imperial Beach, Councilmember Spriggs.
Spriggs, yes.
Thank you. I'll just restate for the record, the City of La Mesa was a yes. For the City of Lemon Grove, Mayor Vasquez.
Yes.
Thank you. For the City of National City, Second Vice Chair Sotelo Solis.
Sotelo Solis, aye.
Thank you. For the City of Oceanside, Councilmember Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, yes.
Thank you. The City of Poway is absent. For the City of San Diego, Vice Chair Gloria.
Aye.
Thank you. For the City of San Marcos, Mayor Jones.
San Marcos, yes.
Thank you. For the City of Santee, Mayor Minto.
Minto, yes.
Thank you. For the City of Solana Beach, Mayor Huebner.
Huebner, yes.
Thank you. And for the City of Vista, Mayor Ritter.
Ritter, yes.
Thank you very much. And that item does pass with those members present.
Okay, thanks very much. So now we're going on to our report, which is item number 8. This is a discussion item on the TransNet Extension Ordinance funding overview. So I will hand it over to Susan and Ariana.
Hi, good morning, Chair Blake Spear and members of the SANDAG Board. My name is Susan Huntington, and I'm SANDAG's Director of Financial Planning and Budgets. I'm joined today by Ariana Zerneden. She is SANDAG's Manager of Strategic Capital Funding and the TransNet program. We're excited to be here today to share information with you on how the TransNet Ordinance priority projects and programs are funded, not just by the the local half-cent sales tax revenue, but all the other federal, state, and local funds and partners who support and collaborate with SANDAG in order to deliver on the commitments to the region. The information we're presenting today is part of a series of presentations designed to give you, the board, as much information as possible so you can make informed decisions on potential TransNet Ordinance amendments. I'll kick off this presentation as an overview. I'm kind of the, as previously shown on part of the presentation. I'll explain what TransNet is, how TransNet funds are distributed and leveraged, the overall funding picture for TransNet, and some of the major accomplishments to date. Following that, Ariana will dive into the details of each of the TransNet sub-programs and demonstrate the comprehensive funding overview of each. Next slide. So what is TransNet? Since 1988, TransNet, the half-cent sales tax for local transportation projects, has been instrumental in expanding the transportation system, reducing traffic congestion, and bringing critical transit projects to life. In November 2004, two-thirds of voters approved a 40-year extension of TransNet, generating funds for public transit, highway, and local street and road improvements. SANDAG leverages these funds with state and federal resources to improve the region's transportation infrastructure and tackle growing traffic congestion head-on. Since the extension took effect in 2008, SANDAG has partnered with Caltrans, MTS, and NCTD, and the cities to deliver critical infrastructure projects. Through the aggressive early action program, a variety of high-priority transportation projects were accelerated. These major projects included the I-5 North Coast Corridor, I-15 managed lanes, rapid bus service, the Trolley renewal program, Mid-Coast Transit Project, just to name a few. But that's not all. The region has delivered on habitat conservation, including land management grants, active transportation, and other grant programs that help seniors get around, and further better land use and transportation integration through smart growth. The measure also mandated that an independent taxpayer oversight committee be formed to provide an enhanced level of accountability and transparency for the expenditure of funds, and to develop recommendations for improvements over the life of the program. Next slide. Next slide. You can keep going until 4. Thank you. So to start, let me remind everyone about our TransNet flow of funds. We've showed this slide a number of times, and it was also attached to your board report today. So I'll go over this fairly quickly. It shows how the funds are distributed across the TransNet sub-programs per the ordinance language. So the boxes at the top, the black boxes, these are the off the top for administration, the ITALC, and also the bike, pedestrian, and neighborhood safety program. And then we get the net annual revenues, which are then distributed into the sub buckets. So the major corridor, so I'll start on the left-hand side and then go to the right. The major corridor capital projects, that's the 38%. This bucket funds our region's major highway and transit capital infrastructure projects. The next is the 4.4% for the major corridor project EMP. So this bucket is used for the required mitigation for the major capital projects. So setting aside the funding for the mitigation has allowed for the early acquisition of parcels and the restoration of native habitat to offset the disturbance from the projects being built in the major corridor program. The next three boxes are the sub-programs which are available to the local jurisdiction. So we have the local project EMP. So similar to the major corridor EMP, the funds flowing into this sub-program are meant to be spent on environmental mitigation for projects implemented by the local jurisdictions. 2.1% for Smart Growth Incentive Program. These are grants available to support the local efforts to increase walking, biking, and transit use throughout the region. And then the next bucket is that light green 29.1%. This is pass-through that goes directly to the cities based on population and the number of maintained miles. The last two sub-programs on the right are available for transit operations. So transit services, 16.5%. This is similar to the pass-through that goes to the local jurisdictions. The 16.5% is a pass-through that goes to MTS and NCTD for general operations and capital. And then you'll also see below that there's a carve out for senior and disabled and youth transit subsidies. The last bucket all the way to the right is the new major corridor transit operations bucket. We often refer to this as the 8.1 bucket. This has been the subject of a lot of discussion recently. The revenue in this sub-program is provided to operators based on a specific set of new transit services, which were built through the major corridor capital bucket, and these are things like the rapid bus routes, frequency enhancements, and other transit services. Next slide. Thank you. So back in December, Ray Major presented an updated forecast for the transit revenue. And so between 2008 and 2048, the estimate is that the half-cent sales tax will bring in $13.3 billion. And just a note that the long-term forecast is not has not been changed or impacted by the recent actual revenue collection. This slide intends to show graphically how much has been dispersed or committed to projects. So $6.9 billion has so far been dispersed or committed, and the $6.4 billion is remaining. In terms of how much has been allocated to each sub-program, we can see that for major highway and transit capital, the region has allocated about $4 billion since 2008 when the ordinance went into effect. The local street and road improvements in the cities, for local street and road improvements, the cities have received $1.1 billion in TransNet to support the delivery of their capital program. And our operators thus far have received close to $870 million to support the delivery of their transit services and operations. Next slide. So what have we accomplished? Next slide. TransNet is a success story. TransNet dollars leveraged with state and federal dollars have helped pay for upgrades to the region's highways. And like I mentioned, the 20-mile I-15 express lanes in the North Coast corridor on the I-5, the extensions to Trolley and coaster commuter rail lines, the acquisitions for habitat conservation, the local roads projects, and then we also have our bike and pedestrian improvements such as the Bayshore Bikeway, the I-15 commuter bike facility, and the Inland Rail Trail. Next slide. So what comes next? Next slide. So with all the success and project delivery, why would we consider amending the ordinance? So let's recap some prior actions which have led us to considering amending the ordinance. The TransNet ITALC conducts triennial performance audits, and they've developed recommendations for improvement to the program consistent with their role. So proposed amendments for your ordinance would address these recommendations from their 2018 and 2021 TransNet triennial audits. In addition, the board also conducted its 10-year review in 2019, which also included recommendations to improve the program going forward. The ordinance also requires consistency with the regional plan. And as we all know, the 2021 regional plan was a major update. So that requires the expenditure plan be reviewed for consistency to ensure that revenue can be made available for projects. So we're taking the results of both of the audits, the board's 10-year review, and the priority projects and programs from the newly adopted 2021 regional plan and consolidating into a package of potential ordinance amendments. So starting back in November, we began our series of presentations here to the board. In November, we provided an overview of the proposed amendments and draft concept to get your initial feedback. You may recall we discussed proposed amendments such as updating the list of projects included in the expenditure plan. We talked about providing some flexibility within the local streets and roads section. And we also talked about funding availability for some of the board's priorities, including transit service operations and funding for your regional bike program. There's also some new provisions in the regional plan that we were looking for adding into, potentially adding into the ordinance, such as social equity, digital communications infrastructure, and others. Then in December, Ray Major provided an update to the TransNet revenue forecast through 2048 when the program sunset, where he shared the amount of the remaining TransNet by sub-program. You would also ask our transit operators and SANDAG to come up with a plan to deliver on the transit service and operations commitments made in light of the TransNet revenues coming in lower than originally anticipated. We are committed to a collaborative, comprehensive approach moving forward for considerations regarding potential ordinance amendments. Next slide. So this is where I'm going to wrap up. This was the slide which caused some action. The board asked us to come back and expand upon this slide. So this slide was presented in December, and so just an overview and a reminder. Down the left-hand side, these are the different sub-programs within TransNet. Column B is the percent of revenue allocation by sub-program. Column C is the updated revenue forecast based on what Ray Major had presented. $13.3 billion will be available between 2008 and 2048. As of the beginning of this fiscal year, 3.6 has actually been dispersed onto projects within these programs. So that's the green at the bottom. That's the 3.6 that I want to point out. Further over to the right, the darker green, this is the remaining amount needed to pay the debt service for financing and advancing those capital projects that we talked about a little bit earlier. It also includes the commitments made within the EMP sub-programs for required mitigation. So column G, the purple at the bottom, 6.4, this is the remaining TransNet funds available by sub-programs based on the latest revenue estimates. Column C, minus the disbursements, minus the debt service commitments. So the remaining amount, 6.4. But as noted in the December presentation, this 6.4 is only one piece of the pie. And so the question we hope to answer today is, what are the other funds available within each sub-program which can augment the TransNet revenue in order to continue to deliver on our commitments to address congestion and implement the vision which was laid out in the 2021 regional plan? So continued collaboration with our partners, MTS, NCTD, Caltrans, the cities, the county, will be critical to maximizing our leveraging opportunities and bringing much needed resources to the region. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Ariana, and she's going to go through every bucket, letting you know how TransNet fits in with the overall funding within these buckets. So Ariana?
Thank you, Susan, and good morning, Chair Blakespear and board members. As Susan mentioned, I'll be covering the funding details for each of these sub-programs. Next slide, please. So before I start, I think it's just important to note that as actually the one just before it, I guess, but that's fine. It's important to note that as we walk through each of these slides that I'll be sharing with you today, we need to keep in mind that the amounts that we're showing you are through the end of the program in 2048 when the TransNet ordinance sunsets. So when you see remaining funds on a slide, these are not funds that are available today or in the bank, so to speak, but rather they're anticipated to be available through the life of the TransNet ordinance. Next slide, please. This is your major corridor capital project section of the ordinance, and this section provides for the implementation of highway and transit capital projects. 38%, you can see that at the bar at the top in green, 38% of the net revenues from TransNet go toward this bucket of funding. And as you can see, there's about 4 billion in TransNet that has been dispersed and committed. When I say committed, that's in the form of debt service, for instance. So that's been committed to this pot of funding. And you can see that in the purple, that makes up about 82% of the total pie. So that's already spoken for, leaving the other 18% or 866 million remaining in this category, and that's shown in the gray. Next slide, please. In terms of additional outside sources of funding that contribute under this section, those make up about 70% and are shown in the blue on the chart, with TransNet bringing the other 30% or so, which is shown in the green. There's a wide variety of other fund sources that are used to help fund this program, which you can see on the right-hand side of the chart, including federal funding, such as Federal Transit Administration, federal highway dollars. We have state programs such as Cap and Trade, SB1, which is also referred to as RMRA or Road Maintenance Rehabilitation Act, and then local funding as well that goes toward this, this provision. Next slide, please. Another bucket within TransNet is the Major Corridor Environmental Mitigation Program, or EMP for short. And this bucket is used to fund direct expenditures for mitigation of the major corridor projects. And while this bucket accounts for 4.4% of the overall pot of funding, as you can see on the top bar within the program, it's also considered part of the major corridors 38% bucket that we just reviewed. The funding within this program has been used to acquire about 8,800 acres for mitigation, which is more than 5 times the size of Balboa Park. And that's helped us to demonstrate how to proactively protect and conserve the environment while also responsibly delivering critical transportation infrastructure. And given our current revenue projections, we will be short by about 113 million for this pot. And this will need to be paid for by the major corridors pot, again, because this pot is considered part of the overall 38% major corridor bucket. On the earlier slide that we showed you, the remaining balance under major corridors was shown at 866 million. So when you subtract this 113 million that's shown here from that, you get 753 million. So that's the actual remaining amount for the overall major corridor bucket. That's unless, of course, something changes in revenue collection between now and 2048. Next slide, please. So in addition to TransNet, the agency uses other federal funds such as CMAQ, Congestion Mitigation and Air Quality funding, as well as Regional Surface Transportation Program, or RSTP funding, with TransNet contributing the majority here as shown in green. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is the local street and road program. 29.1% as shown at the top of TransNet funds are allocated to this pot from the overall ordinance. 1.1 billion in TransNet funding has been dispersed and is passed through directly to our local jurisdictions as shown in the purple. And then these funds are distributed on a formulaic basis. You can see that on the right-hand side of your screen for the methodology. You can see the total funding available through 2048, 30% has been dispersed, and that's shown in purple with another 70% remaining. I'll take this opportunity also to remind everyone again that this doesn't mean that SANDAG has 2.6 billion in remaining funds sitting in a bank, but rather the remaining funds would be anticipated to be available through the life of the ordinance. Next slide, please. So here you can see how the local street and road formula funds supplement other revenues for local street and road improvements. You can see the detail by local jurisdiction in terms of what each city or the county have received in TransNet, and some of the other fund types used for this category include development impact fees, general fund, state formula, and competitive funding, among others. And with this funding, our local agencies have completed hundreds of projects resulting in citywide improvements that include new major roads, repaved streets, pothole repairs, local bikeway sidewalk improvements, among many others. Next slide, please. So just like your major corridors has an environmental mitigation program provision, TransNet also included an EMP as part of the local street and road provision in the ordinance. And this local EMP fund gets about 2.1% of the net funding available within TransNet. 37 million in TransNet has been dispersed, and that's shown in purple, 16% if you look at the pie. That's already been put to use, leaving over 80% remaining through the life of the ordinance for this category. It's important to note that the EMP is a lockbox provision, meaning it cannot be changed by a 2/3 vote of the commission, but rather would need to go to voters. Next slide, please. So for TransNet services, next on the list is transit services. There's two pots of funding for transit. There's this one that is specifically for transit services for things like reduced fares for senior and disabled persons, youth transit passes. There's also another pot, 8.1% for transit operations specifically. We'll talk about that in a minute. But for this pot of funding, the ordinance provides 16.5% of the TransNet funds for these specific transit services. 608 million has been dispersed to MTS and NCTD. That's a disbursement of about 29% if you look at the chart of the overall pot, with about 71% remaining to be collected through the end of the ordinance. Next slide, please. So this is the other pot I mentioned. The ordinance helps support transit operations. It allocates 8.1% of TransNet funding for specific transit projects. This funding is for new or expanded services only, such as operations on the Midcoast. A total of 131 million in TransNet has been dispersed, and the total amount of remaining funding is forecast to be about 900 million or 87%. Which you can see in the gray color on the chart. And then remember that this is the remaining amount through the life of the ordinance. We've been collecting these monies since 2008 when the ordinance went into effect, and have been banking these funds while new services come online. And while we continue to collect revenues under this pot of funding, we are projecting spending it more quickly than we're collecting it. So while we still get and spend a lot of this funding every year, by about 2030, we know that it won't be enough to cover because of the way the funding in this bucket is being distributed currently. And as you know, those discussions are happening between SANDAG and our operators, which is why we brought this issue up early so we can solve it. Next slide, please. In terms of other funds used for both transit services and operations, this slide shows us the other fund types used by MTS and NCTD in the blue that complement TransNet funding, which is shown in purple and red. And that's in support of the services and operations our transit operators provide. It's important to note that the majority of funding, again shown in the blue color, comes from additional funding sources such as the state's Transportation Development Act or TDA, the State Transit Assistance or STA funding, Federal Transit Administration funding, passenger fares in particular, with TransNet making up just about 12% for MTS and 14% for NCTD, again shown in the purple and the red. Next slide, please. Okay, so the next one on our list is the Bicycle Pedestrian and Neighborhood Safety Program, or BPNS for short. The total funds dispersed and committed to this program from TransNet are approximately 258 million, which is shown in the purple, and represents 97% of the pie. This program also includes debt service for borrowing under this bucket. So that means, again, 97% of the funding of this pot of money has been dispersed or committed, leaving only 3%, which is shown in the gray. This funding has been used to advance projects like the Bayshore Bikeway, your Inland Rail Trail, your Coastal Rail Trail, among many others. Next slide, please. So the ordinance provides a total of 2% for this bucket. Additional funding sources contributing to this bucket include the state's Active Transportation Program, or ATP, and other state and federal program funding such as TDA and SB1, among others, with TransNet contributing the majority here, as shown in green. Next slide, please. And so last but not least, the ordinance includes a 2.1% set aside of funds that are to be allocated to the Smart Growth Incentive Program. These provide funding for a broad array of transportation-related infrastructure improvements to assist local agencies in better integrating transportation and land use. Approximately 47 million in TransNet funding has been dispersed to this program, that's shown in the purple. And that's about 17% that has been spoken for, with the remaining amount in the pot for use through the life of the ordinance. That's the 83%, 222 million in remaining funds. And then other funds that complement this pot of funding are shown on the right-hand side of the screen. And those include federal and local funding as well as general fund money. Next slide, please. So where are we and where do we go from here? Next slide, please. So in terms of where we are today, SANDAG will continue the series of presentations to continue receiving your direction. And then in an effort to continue improving transparency and delivering on the region's commitments, SANDAG and its partner agencies are working together to identify and secure additional outside funding. And that's in recognition of the fact that, again, TransNet is meant to support and not fully fund all projects and programs. And of course, we will continue working with all of you in order to continue ensuring the financial integrity of TransNet. And next slide, please. With that, we are available for questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that report. It's very complicated, so it's good that we went over it and we continue to go over it so the board can try to understand it as much as possible. I do want to go to the public first before I start calling on board members, and I would like to encourage board members to have your comments be the length of the public comments or less, 3 minutes, and also that you communicate your comments in basically one round of comments and that we're not going to go back on multiple rounds. So let's go ahead and call on the public first and then we'll go to board.
Thank you, Chair. I don't see any hands from the public.
Okay, Supervisor Lawson-Remer.
Thank you so much. Well, first, I just really want to thank staff. That was so fantastic. This is the kind of presentations I think help me understand and hopefully help the public understand and just reinforce our commitment to transparency and accountability that I think we all share. So it just was a great report. Question on the, I saw that the TransNet dollars is 2% for bikes. But I also heard you mention that, part of what you were doing is trying to figure out how to better prioritize bikes and active transit and active transport. And so I'm wondering if there's space or any restrictions against increasing the percentage of transit that's going to bikes and active transit. This board is extremely contentious, as we all know and experience every day. But this piece on biking and active transit does seem to be an area of consensus, at least as reflected in prior board conversations. So it would just be so great if we could build on that enthusiasm and see if we can find some more money for our bike and active transit. So that's a question to the board. A question to staff as well as a comment.
So let me start and then Susan and Adriana, you can add. Right now, it's spelled out in the ordinance, 2%, which like Susan and Adrian mentioned, there's only 8 million left between now and 2048. If the board were to change that, that would require an ordinance change, and that would require a vote of 2/3 of the board to change that ordinance. And obviously, we are going to look at all of these issues, but that cannot be done without the ordinance change that would require 2/3 of the board vote.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's see, Mayor Hall.
Yes, thank you. And that was a great report. My only comment is this in the packet, there was little or no information. In order for me to have an in-depth conversation, I really need more information put in the packet than what we received today. And that's also on agenda number 9. The packet is very thin.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Hall. Hopefully staff can get Mayor Hall the information provided today and more information directly to him. Mayor Huebner.
And it's not what I've received after this meeting. It is before the meeting. If you want to have a good discussion, you got to have data, and there was little or no data in this package.
Okay, thank you. Mayor Huebner.
Thank you, Chair. This was fabulous. I took extensive notes on this. And so there's remaining funds that we know are coming from TransNet, and they span all the way till 2048. But what I've heard is that what remains, like for instance, for the 8.1, it stops at a certain point. I know there's matching from funds from the other sources. So is there a timeline, like when each of these remaining funds come in, and then how we can expect the projects within those buckets to be done in a timeline. And then the other question is, how is this going, so none of this is going to be funding anything in the 2021 RTP, correct?
Well, first of all, the fund will continue to come in until 2048. So every year we're going to get 8.1%, which is probably about 20 million a year. Having said that, what's going to run out is the ability to fund with the added cost. That's not enough to fund the operation of transit for both cities. So that's going to change. Regarding just to be clear, the funds will continue to come until 2048, but remember the major corridor, for example, which is 38% of the corridor, all the money between now and 2030 are pretty much paying the debt. And only money becomes available to implement a capital program is after 2030. So these kind of detail we didn't talk about today, but we'll be happy to talk about. And the Chair Blake Spear directed us to give her more detail about, these programs and what's available to the board to make decision. But I can tell you that the money is not going to stop coming in. They will continue to come in until 2048, but we have commitment. The bike program, for example, we only have 8 million left between now and 2048, but the money is coming in, is going to pay the debt financing, and is going to do. As to the 2021 regional plan, we're going to do our best to do what we can from TransNet 1 to match for the 2021, but the majority of the money is not there to implement the plan.
And the EMP in this plan was really, it was a groundbreaking sort of approach to doing mitigation. And I'm gathering that we have that in the RTP in the 2021 for any projects that we have the capital projects in that too. And also the question about the EMT is, it looks like we're overboard on it on the major corridors. So how does that happen? Are these lands that we've already purchased and it's the management of those lands that we don't have the money for?
Colleen, go ahead and answer that question.
So there's two questions that you had there, Mayor Huebner. So first of all, yes, the 2021 regional plan does include in the project cost estimates, the mitigation necessary. So then you're right, we have, so the EMP program, we advanced the funding to purchase property sooner than later. So that's why you see that expenditure in that fashion. And it is the ongoing monitoring that is the piece that needs to continue to be funded. And if you remember in the 2021 regional plan, we have allocated additional funding up to $3 billion in order to fully capture all of those needs in perpetuity.
Okay, that sounds great. That assures me. Thank you. Again, thanks for this report. It was fabulous.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Sankey.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and thank you, Mayor Huebner, for those questions on the EMP. I was intrigued by the relationship between the regional EMP and the local money. One's overspent and one's significantly underspent. And if I heard Adriana right, there's no way to move that percentage between those programs without a vote of the people. My specific question relates to the two transit percentages, 16.5 and 8.1. They both involve the term operations, but clearly one's for new and one's for building new things, or I can't be as detailed as I want to be on that. But what's the relationship between changing those percentages and the necessity for either a 2/3 board approval or a vote of the public for changing those particular percentages?
Same thing stand, Councilmember Sankey. You can, the board with 2/3 vote can change the ordinance and can change percentages for all of the funds. But again, with 2/3 vote, the board can change that, both for any of the categories, whether it's the local, the transit, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, Hassan, thank you very much. And on behalf of MTS, I'm going to put my hand on for them for a second. Thank you very much for you and your staff and how diligently you've worked with the MTS folks to work on this problem so far. The 8-year commitment we received during the earlier negotiations has been very helpful, and we'll continue to work cooperatively with you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mayor Sotelo Solis.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to, as Councilmember Sankey addressed, I think it's important that we thank the SANDAG, MTS, North County Transit groups for all of their efforts to make sure that all voices are at the table, especially when we've committed those TransNet dollars, and really, you know, being nimble in finding a common ground. So on behalf of, I would also too, wearing the vice chair of MTS, second vice chair here, and just knowing that mass transit, public transportation, as well as the bike lanes and everything that we've been working on, the mobility hubs, really staying essential and true to our projects, continue to be a priority. So thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Mayor Jones.
Thank you so much. So I just wanted a little bit of clarification for transparency's sake. Are we talking about 2/3 vote of a tally or a weighted vote? And would that be at the time when TransNet was voted on by the San Diegans? Or is it for, is it now? Because I think now is a very different weighted vote, being that we don't have an equal vote since AB 805. So could we get clarification on that maybe?
I'll have our chief counsel come in, John Kirk, sir. While he's coming in, I just can tell you it doesn't change the way we vote on anything. This is similar. It could be done tally, it could be done weighted, but no change. But I'll let John chime in here if he disagrees.
You're correct there, Hassan. So this is governed by Section 16 of the TransNet Extension Ordinance. And specifically, the language is 2/3 of the commission concurring consistent with the commission's standard voting mechanism. The commission's standard voting mechanism is dictated by state law, and that is an initial tally vote with the possibility of a follow-on weighted vote.
Okay, does it have to pass both on the tally and weighted, or either or?
Same as any other vote that you do. Initially, it has to pass tally. If a weighted vote is called for, then it would need to pass the weighted vote.
And then I guess my other question is, would it be based on the 2004 structure when TransNet actually passed, or would it be based on 2022?
It would be based on whatever the law is at the time the amendment is done. As you may be aware, you as the board acting as a transportation commission, there have been in the past, I believe, 8 amendments to the TransNet ordinance since it was passed. Those have followed whatever the voting mechanism is in place at the time, as well as the weight afforded to different jurisdictions that have changed over time since the ordinance was initially implemented. So again, as with all those other amendments, any amendment in the future would follow whatever the law is on your voting mechanism and whatever the weights are that are afforded to jurisdictions that are in place at the time the vote is taken.
Okay, thank you for that clarification.
Of course.
Okay, thank you. So I'll just make a couple comments here now as well. So I think it's really useful to have this presentation because there's a lot of complexity in this, and we have to understand it in order to know where our discretionary decision making is, because obviously some things are in a lockbox, some things are already spent. And I think one of the things that would be useful for me going forward from staff to present is these different buckets are in such different states of being spent. Like, so for example, the 8.1, the chart shows that there's a lot of it remaining to be spent. And this is for operations for new transit services. But then when you get into the discussion about the 8.1, the reality is that we're going to be spending it really quickly now that we've bought new trains for NCTD, and we have the blue line that's come on, and we have these rapid bus routes. And so basically then it's going to be nearly expended by 2030. And so this idea that like there's 80 plus left of it, but then it's going to be gone by 2030, you know, makes it like really hard to get a grasp on it, especially when you're comparing it to all these other buckets that, like, for example, the bike projects, where when we say we only have 8 million left, but then, you know, in other contexts, we're saying we're about to break ground on 11 miles of new bike projects. And it's like, how is that possibly going to happen? And it looks like we have absolutely no money for bike projects left if it's supposed to go out to this 2048. So how exactly are we planning to do any new bike projects? So, I think that in order for us to be able to look at the complete picture, we really need to know, like, specifically how much is left in reality in these buckets. And some of the things like Smart Growth Incentive Program, I don't have a good handle at all on what that actually does. Like, is that, that's 83% remaining in that bucket. Is that something that's a high priority for the board or not? And I think the other question in general about just transit and in general operations of things versus building of things is a very big decision point for this board. And we have things like, for example, in the regional plan where we say we intend for transit to be 100% free at some point, but then yet you look at those charts from NCTD and MTS that show that a significant portion of their budget is from fare box recovery. So we as an agency telling them it has to be 100% free when they get a lot of the money to run it from that, there are things in there that also create a confusion about what it is what our control is and also what we're prioritizing. Because like we were doing free youth transit passes. And so that is an operational thing and not a building thing. So I guess, I would like to be able to have a conversation about the budget of this agency with those specific things made more clear to us so that we could interact with them. So I think, that's, I don't know if you want to say anything, Hassan, in response to that, but I think that would make it easier for us as board members.
And we'll do, Chair, exactly what you requested. And I think you deserve to know, and you will know. Like, for example, the bike program we're opening, like you said, in 11 miles, and that is part of the money we already committed. So that's part of the commitment. Having said that, I just want to also, we'll bring that information, but I want to remind the board that the color of money matters here. Like, for example, we are doing the youth pass starting in March, about 7 or 8 million. The total expenditure in this is from CMAQ federal funds. It has zero TransNet. And oftentimes the color of money does not allow us to spend some money on operation. Sometimes it's possible, but you deserve to know all of that. And you will know much more detail like you requested before on that. So when you make decision, you make informed decision. But one last thing, none of that factor in all the rising cost that now inflation is putting in. So we might be a few months from now discussing with you a whole different chart and a whole different pain that we're going to have to go through. But I think you deserve to know all these details, and you will know all these details, and the stuff you heard from Susan and Rihanna is going to come back to you several times to keep you updated. So, but yes, Chair, we'll do all of that for you, so you're informed.
Okay, thank you. Mayor Minto.
Thank you. Wouldn't you know? Thanks for this opportunity. I think it was a very comprehensive presentation. Unfortunately, comprehensive presentations cause confusions from time to time. I think Andre or maybe Ray can answer this question. I know we've talked about this at my city council meeting about money and, Chair Blakespeare, you're right about the buckets and understanding exactly where they come from and when they were created and when they expire and things of that nature. And what we learned, and I hope this is true here as well as in my city, we bond. And granted, it's a different type of bonding than maybe we do here, but I can't believe this is happening. I apologize. The bonding is done in a way that you create your projects, you have to fund them, and you don't necessarily save the money and then do them 5 years from now. You bond, or you go and you get some kind of grant, or in this case here, it's TransNet is my understanding. And so what you do is you pay for, get the bond, you get the grant, you get whatever, You pay for the project, get the project done, and then you're paying on it into the future, just like you would a mortgage on your house or a remodeling on your house. And so I think that's something that we have to understand also better, how exactly that works, because people sometimes think that we have the money in the bank, and so we just go and pay for it. And I don't think that happens. Although if we get a line of credit, it makes it a little bit easier to add those matching funds. So unless I'm really off on this, can you speak to that a little bit? And that might only take just a minute or two to confirm or whatever. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Mento. So we'll have a response from staff from that, and then we'll move on to the next agenda item. So go ahead, staff.
So, Andre, do you want to take it or do you want me to?
Go ahead, Ray.
So, Mayor Winter, you're correct. Each one of those buckets are handled in a different fashion. So, for instance, the major corridors program is something that we bond future revenue against. So each year we come up with we get about $330 million in sales tax revenue. So that is coming in at a half cent at a time, and it comes in through 2048. So that's our kind of our income, our flow of funds. And then each bucket, depending upon what we're doing, like I said, is handled differently. So major corridors, we've borrowed money against that to build Mid-Coast, for instance. So much of the money there is already allocated towards debt payments in the future. When we look at local streets and roads, for instance, that's something that is allocated kind of as we collect it, we allocate those monies out. With the 8.1%, for instance, we've been collecting that for since the beginning of the ordinance, and so we've been putting that money in a bank. We have about $150 million of surplus money in there right now that we've collected that now can start to fund the operations of the Mid-Coast and some of the other transit projects. And so that's the one we've been discussing is being drawn down faster than we're collecting it. So each one is handled separately, and we can go into much more detail if you would like on how each one of those buckets are handled.
Okay, thank you. So the bottom line is that we are bonding and doing projects just as Mayor Mento said he does in his city, which I think most of our cities do that. So thank you very much for the presentation. We look forward to this as an ongoing conversation, and we will move on to our next item, which is the Mid-Coast extension of the UC San Diego Blue Line.
Chair,
Trolley. Yes.
Just one last thing on TransNet, and again, we're going to bring it back several times. And I've been in this business for 30 years. I worked on project with 9 different majors in Southern California, 4 in LA and 1 in Riverside, San Bernardino, Orange County. I have to tell you, and the credit goes to the leadership before me and the staff before me. TransNet is truly a success story for San Diego. And what TransNet does in terms of matching the dollars, and I want you to know that. I mean, you hear all these speeches about you promised me this and that. If it's not for the brilliance of the staff of this agency for many years, way before I got here, this will not be successful. So I just want you to leave you with that we're managing this program really well compared to any place in the country. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for that perspective. Okay, so now we'll go on to Mid-Coast. And this is a really exciting project. As we all know, one of the biggest projects that has happened in this county. And we were really excited to bring it online. And I'm so excited to hear what's the status of it. How much is it being used? So let's hand it over to staff.
Well, good morning, Chair Blake Spear and members of the SANDAG board. My name is Ramon Ruelas, and I'm your Mid-Coast Corridor Director. I'm joined today by your Mid-Coast Corridor Deputy Director, Greg Castellum, and we're here to provide you with a very brief update on how things are progressing on the recently opened Mid-Coast extension of the UC San Diego Blue Line Trolley. Next slide, please. So a little over 2.5 months ago, we cut the ribbon on the single largest transportation project ever undertaken in San Diego. In doing so, we fulfilled our commitment to the region by providing a new transit link between communities and significantly improving access to major employment, education, and health centers. Next slide, please. So more than 8,500 community members joined SANDAG MTS, Caltrans, UC San Diego, and other partners to celebrate the on-time and on-budget delivery of the newest extension of the region's trolley system. The Sandag board and everyone else who had a hand in delivering the project should have felt very proud when it was delivered and opened for public use this past November. The project has already received recognition for its significance and success. Last November, just prior to opening, the project received its own special Midcoast Award from Circulate San Diego, who recognized the project for its public benefits and for illustrating the value of creating partnerships and working collaboratively to solve problems. Early last month, the National Railroad Construction and Maintenance Association awarded our contractor its Large Project of the Year award for the work on the project. And finally, earlier this month, the American Council of Engineering Companies, California, recognized the project and our design team as an honor award recipient. The project and the team that delivered the project are certainly deserving of all the accolades they've received, and I believe they'll continue to receive more. Next slide, please. So as we all know, the project has been decades in the making, but these last 7+ years have gone by quickly. From the time we entered into a construction services agreement with our contractor, MCTC, in the summer of 2015, through the process of securing our full funding grant agreement from the FTA in fall of 2016, and starting major construction soon thereafter, and all the way up to when we opened for revenue service last November, has for me personally gone remarkably smooth for a project of this magnitude and complexity. As I said to others, although it's open to service, we're still not done. There are lingering items that remain outstanding that we'll be looking to complete during the balance of this year, and there are other administrative tasks that need to be completed and met prior to the project closeout deadline outlined within our full funding grant agreement, which is in 2026. Next slide, please. So the project will continue to provide benefit to transit users for years to come, but I wanted to note that it also provided economic benefits to the entire region while we were under construction. Next slide, please. So part of that local economic benefit comes from providing employment to almost 5,800 on-site workers, of which approximately 68% of the hours worked went to San Diego County residents. Next slide, please. The project also created opportunity for the underrepresented, disadvantaged business and small business communities to succeed and grow. As you can see from the charts and the information shown on this slide, we had a set goal on the project of 11.3% DBE participation, but our contractor has already awarded more than 16.8% of the total value of the project to DBE firms. And the objectives for small businesses has also been exceeded from 20% to 21%. With that, I'll now turn the presentation over to Greg, who can provide you with an update of some of what's left to be done.
Thank you, Ramon. Good morning, Chair Blakespear and board members. I'm happy to report on the status of what our next steps are in construction. We continue to wrap up things in the field and are creating our final punch list to get things completed and accepted but for the project. Some of these highlights I'd like to include today are landscape and irrigation, changes to our elevators, right-of-way, the Claremont Station parking, and then the before and after study. In regards to the landscape and irrigation, work continues to complete landscape and irrigation on the UCSD campus. These areas include Pepper Canyon, adjacent to the UC San Diego Central Campus Station, and plaza areas at the UC San Diego La Jolla Health Station. Work is anticipated to be completed in late spring, at which time we would be able to enter into a one-year plan establishment period to monitor the improvements made and have final acceptance and approval with the university as well. In regards to elevator changes, work continues on adjustments to signal and communication elements at 11 elevators identified during the permitting process. We are also continuing to work with our contractor on the construction of an additional door to an elevator constructed at the UTC Transit Center. This will improve direct access from the recently constructed MTS parking structure to the transit center. Work is anticipated to be completed in the fall of this year as well. We still have 4 remaining parcels or properties that we are in negotiations with and required for the Midcoast project. Right now we are currently in negotiations with the involved property owners, and we'll continue to update the board as progress continues and we hopefully reach settlement with all these involved property owners. In regards to the Claremont Station parking, as part of the original right-of-way agreement we entered in with the property owner, who is located across Marina Boulevard directly from the Claremont Trolley Station, 150 parking spaces were designated for exclusive transit use were to be provided by private development. The property has recently changed ownership. We have been meeting with the new property owner representatives and will continue to meet and monitor the progress of the development and to ensure that the terms in the agreement are met. And as Ramon mentioned, as part of our administrative requirements for being in the FTA New Starts program and receiving the federal funds for this project, a before and after study is required. And the before and after study will assess construction cost, surface levels, project scope, and ridership 2 years after the project has opened. And we'll compare that with the plan forecast, operating plans, and the original scope and construction plans that were developed. We anticipate that this report will be completed in late 2024. Next slide, please. There we go. The Big Hills project supports Sandag's vision for providing the San Diego region with a long-term transportation solution that meets regulatory requirements, addresses traffic congestion, and creates equal access to jobs, education, healthcare, and other community resources as outlined in the 2021 regional plan. With the completion of the Big Hills project, we look forward to implementing future projects as identified in the 2021 regional plan to the corridor and the region. And with that, this concludes our presentation this morning, and we are available to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, thank you, Greg. I'll call on Francesca to see if we have any public comment.
Thank you, Chair. I do see one hand up. Mary, if you'd like to go ahead with your comments.
Thank you, Francesca. And first of all, just for the record, I did raise my hand on the prior item, number 8, as soon as you started the presentation, so I'm not sure what happened. That's a problem with teleconferencing. The public has no recourse when something happens, and then we are shut out from the item we wish to speak on. Luckily, my comments apply to this item as well. Also, respectfully for the record, some people were very dismissive of Mayor Jones earlier. Now, reference applying where our tax dollars go, I want to express my grave dissatisfaction and concern with your continued efforts to, quote, reimagine San Diego and pivot from what was promised to us as taxpayers. We voted for not one, but 2 ballot measures, giving you our hard-earned taxpayer dollars to stewardfully manage in order to build the infrastructure you promised to us. These include a laundry list of projects that you now want to set aside as you pivot to some grand new vision. We're a private business. To do that to customers, it would constitute fraud. And yet somehow you feel that is okay to pull a Lucy in the football move on taxpayers who entrusted their dollars and their faith in you to provide what you promised you would. I am asking for a mindful pause by Sandag to recommit to do what was presented to us at the ballot box. To do otherwise is disingenuous at best and malfeasance at worst. Restore integrity to Sandag and pivot back to what we voted on. Anything else is unethical corruption of public trust. And reference board member Elo Rivera's euphemistic use of the word fee instead of tax. You will find that consumers feel the pain regardless of what you choose to call it. As such, I want to give you all a much needed reality check and a wake-up call. You are going to find yourselves hard-pressed to get even one single new tax passed, let alone 3, especially in light of rapidly increasing inflation, as well as the projected interest rate increase forecast for this year. Please ground your future planning in reality accordingly and honor the commitments you make. The public trust you eroded in pivoting on the regional plan is quite likely to come back and bite you when you attempt to actually fund any future plans. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker will be Catherine Rhodes, who will be followed by Tim Bailish. Catherine, you can go ahead when you're ready.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
And congratulations on this Mid-Coast corridor. That's totally fantastic. One of the things that I asked for the Mid-Coast corridor would be for there to be public restrooms at all the stops. And then, you guys said you didn't have enough money, so there's not any public restrooms for the public. So I didn't know, maybe in the future you could think about putting some at least temporary things and see if people like them. The other thing that I really liked when I was going through Sandag's documents, you have this really good report called the Pacific Beach Corridor Study from January 2017. And there you had a connection from Pacific Beach from the lifeguard station over at Mission Boulevard and Grand Avenue. And then the corridor was going all the way up Grand Avenue and then connecting to the Mid-Coast corridor. So anyway, there's this beautiful skyway that you put in there. And right now, if people want to go to the beach from the Mid-Coast corridor, which I'm sure they would want to, this would be a beautiful scenic way for them to get there. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Our final speaker will be Tim Bylish. Tim, you can go ahead when you're ready.
Thank you very much. Timothy Bylash, a physician up in Del Mar, California. Thank you for taking my comments. And just to give a vote of support for the Sandag staff and committee members. I have not seen anywhere in the country, having lived and worked over 100 jurisdictions in the continental United States as a physician and student in some places as well, the professionalism and performance of the Sandag staff and the committee members also who make an effort to contribute to this. I would urge the restructuring to pay attention to keeping politics as far away from the business and planning and performance of the construction and all the diverse items that go in and the acknowledgement for the tremendous amount that has already been accomplished. And I'm becoming more aware in the past years. So if there's any way that as a public member or community, we can support this. Often I find in politics, the misunderstandings that take place often come out of not being aware of things. And I just applaud the staff for taking the time to put these reports together, and would do whatever I can to support your efforts. Congratulations on the Blue Line extension. I think that is just an example of what can be done when the problems are addressed full on, openly, and completed. So thank you for taking my comment.
Thank you very much, Chair. That concludes the public comments.
Okay, thank you very much. Then let's go back to the board. Okay, Mayor Jones.
Thank you so much, Chair. I just would like to bring up one thing, and I've brought this up numerous times, but I don't have any direct staff. I'm just one person, and I checked the agenda again because it wasn't posted on Friday when the agenda was there. But on this item, the attachment, there was no project fact sheet. It was blank. It said that it would be posted at a later time. I'm not quite sure when it was posted. However, I checked at 2 o'clock on Wednesday, and I like to have informed discussions and, get back to asking numerous questions. Sometimes it's because the information is not provided to us. And I don't want to waste our time. That certainly is not my time. I don't like to have conflict personally, but I like to have information, and I find it very difficult to be prepared when the agenda has items that say it will be provided at a later date, and then within 72 hours, it's not even there. And so I'm wondering, I've asked my city attorney, and I have not yet received any feedback back from her. I do plan on speaking to her, but is this a Brown Act violation? Because I don't know, we're talking about billions of dollars, and this particular item, obviously it's a discussion item, but how can we discuss something when we don't actually have the information? And I just want to know that to start with. And then I also, Greg Gastelum had mentioned that we would have ridership and an analysis within 2 years. I'm wondering if we would have ridership numbers prior to that 2 years, and whether we would have some preliminary ridership numbers. I would think probably within a year. So even 6 months, I would say. So I just want to ask those questions of staff. So it's then first, when would we be able to get those items actually online, and could it please be within 72 hours? I don't believe we're meeting the Brown Act requirements. And then also about the actual ridership numbers.
And let me just respond very quickly, Mayor Jones. We are meeting the Brown Act. We have smart lawyers, like I'm sure you do in your city, that will not, it's not kosher not to meet the Brown Act. Now, yes, sometimes we don't send everything on the agenda because we have literally a week. We met today and we have a week to prepare the agendas, and we want to make sure you're informed, send information. Now, I know you don't have staff directly for SANDAG, but I told you before, I think I say it again, call us with your staff when it comes to SANDAG agenda. And if you don't get something, call me, text me, email me. I'll make sure if it's available, you get it. If it's not, you have an explanation. Why not? So I apologize that you didn't see the information, but please let us know so we can help you with your staff.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sure. Thank you, Hassan. If I can just respond to the question about the ridership, obviously the ridership information is continuously obtained. It is information that can be shared. I will say that at this time that the numbers are extremely raw because we've only been open for a couple months. And I would also say that the figures and the numbers that would be represented today, cover the period during the holidays where we know for a fact that ridership is probably lower during that time. But we also rely a lot, at least for this, the extension, on ridership from students at UCSD. And I think everyone understands that UCSD and their students have not been on campus, and actually their last term just started the end of last month. So any figures that we would have up until the end of January are going to be skewed in a way that aren't truly indicative of what the true ridership is. So I would suggest and maybe recommend that we come back and provide you information, maybe from March, right, where we do have probably something that is more indicative of that time. And it does take time to kind of crunch the numbers and refine them. So maybe after that time, I would suggest that maybe we come back and share that.
That's a great idea too, because when we look at, they are back in class, aren't they? As of maybe last week.
Mm-hmm.
I know my daughter's at USD and she is too. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you. Councilmember Spriggs.
Thank you very much, Chair. I'm really just thrilled about this report, and I want to thank the Midcoast team for all the good, great work, for SANDAG for getting this project done. Now, why am I so thrilled about this? I served as Associate Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs at UC San Diego from 2001 to 2014. And I did a lot of work on campus planning and student services during that time period. And the early planning for this project, as far as how it would work at UC San Diego, the landscaping, the construction, and the surrounding buildings were part of what I was involved in. And I can say that it is just such a thrill to see this project finally come to fruition. I'm very happy about that. I'm an active alum and run a large scholarship program at the university. So I have also a big interest in the ridership issue and students really benefiting from this project. So my, I think, comment is that I would hope that there would be extra close collaboration between SANDAG and the campus regarding encouraging measures, ridership encouraging measures that are intentional, that increase student engagement in riding, in using the Midcoast Trolley, and that where there may be, we talk about TransNet funds, there may be incentives that both the campus and Sandag could employ to ensure that ridership is maximized on the part of staff and students and faculty at the university. Those incentives can be reduced over time as it becomes a habit. But as we know from other transit projects, getting people out of the cars and into public transit takes a special effort to create that habitual new way of getting from A to B. And I'm hoping that there'll be great collaboration with the campus and Sandag to make sure that that happens. So thank you very much. It's thrilling, and great job to everyone in Sandag for getting this done.
Thank you, council member. Okay, so I think we have.
Chair Blakespeare.
Yes.
I know I'm gonna embarrass Ramon a little bit. So after 38 years of public service, and after completing the largest infrastructure project in San Diego's history, Ramon is retiring. He's definitely gonna be around. We know where he lives. And he made sure that like Lithicum, that he stayed until this project is almost complete. But on behalf of the staff and all of you, I want to thank Ramon for his public service, tremendous public service, not only to these agencies, but to many other public agencies. An amazing professional, consummate professional that I consider a great colleague of mine. And so I just wanted to thank Ramon and give him the floor for a minute to say goodbye to you. I'm sure we're going to see him more. So sorry, Ramon, I didn't tell you I'm going to embarrass you today.
Well, thank you, Ramon. We can't hear you. You're on mute.
Okay, so I was trying to respond to Councilmember Spriggs' point that he brought up earlier about, providing and collaborating with the university. So I know MTS's CEO is on, but I believe, right, that all university students have free passes to use the transit system. So I think, to your point, I mean, we have been working collaboratively to kind of support the idea of providing students the opportunity to use transit here in San Diego. So I think we're way ahead of you when it comes to that. Our collaborative relationship that we've had with the university is longstanding. We needed to have that in place to successfully deliver the project. And even at the leadership level, we've met with them on a quarterly basis. So, that collaboration, that fostering of a relationship, strong relationship between stakeholders was key in making sure that this project was delivered. And as far as my public service is concerned, it's always been a great pleasure to be a public servant. I appreciate the board's support for the project and for staff and the respect that you've given to staff. That's always been very much appreciated. And also from, Hassan and previous leadership at Sandag, they've always been nothing but supportive of me and the capital program. So thank you very much, Hassan. Thank you, board members, for the support.
Well, thank you, Ramon. We really appreciate your years of service, and we hope that you enjoy your retirement, well-deserved, as much as you enjoy working for Sandag. We will miss your expertise, so thank you for all you do.
Thank you. One last comment, just because I think Council Member Ed Springs mentioned this, and we're starting this pilot in March for the 18 and under. In a discussion with the council president yesterday, we think we will be doing some analysis on what would it take if all of our youth had an opportunity to ride transit. But right now, regarding the ridership, it will be really the wrong time to make public policy based on this period, because right now ridership everywhere in the country is down, cannot be logically measured, especially when you have a variant like Omicron where things shut down. So I want the board to be patient in making judgment or making public policy based on what the ridership is today. As to the student, I would hope with your leadership that at one point every single youth can ride transit without worrying about the fare. So the mid-coast, while this is not the right time to measure the ridership, has been successful by any measure as a direct link from the border to the university.
Okay, thank you, Hassan. Mayor Hall, and then we'll move on to the next item.
Aaron, I just want to thank the director for those last few comments. And in fact, for the last 5 years, public transit has been declining not only locally, but throughout the nation. So this isn't just something, I know it's accelerated in the last year or so, but the downward curve started far before that.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. So we will now move to, that was an information item, so no vote necessary. We will now move to item 10, which is salaries and compensation audit. And we will hand it over to Melissa and Mary Kay.
Thank you, Chair Blakespear, and good morning, board members. I'm Melissa Caulfield. I oversee our organization effectiveness department. And part of my role includes oversight for our human resources program. So this morning, Mary Kay, our independent performance auditor, and I are presenting a two-part progress update on work that's being completed in response to the salaries and compensation audit. I thought it might be helpful to start with a quick recap. And that is to say, soon after the comp audit was completed, management developed a comprehensive action plan that outlines how we're responding to the various audit findings and recommendations. The plan was created with input from the audit committee and the board, as well as Mary and her team, and was approved by the board in November 2020. Since that time, staff have been working diligently to complete the plan. As of December 31st, 26 of the 27 actions have been completed, and the final item will be finished by June this year. As part of the plan, we committed to provide regular updates, and today's presentation is our third progress report. So today we're focused on two actions that were completed last September. These are items 6.2 and 6.3 in the plan and are related to the distribution of performance-based pay increases or merit increases to employees. For my portion of the presentation, I'll discuss the work that's being led by management. And in her portion in just a few minutes, Mary will provide an overview of the testing and evaluation that her team has conducted. And for reference, the action plan document that I keep referring to includes brief summaries of all the work that's been completed to date. The plan can be found as attachment 1 to the staff report, which starts on page 39 of your online agenda package. So during the past 12 months, management has taken steps to improve the agency's compensation program and ensure that it's administered in a fair, consistent, and equitable manner. This includes the methods used to provide merit increases to employees. One of the first actions we took was to update the agency's performance management policy. A new section related to performance rewards was added, and it outlines things such as eligibility criteria, performance standards, the recommendation and approval process for pay increases, as well as new program controls and oversight responsibilities. In addition to strengthening the underlying policy, management also introduced new processes to improve the consistency in the merit increases that are awarded to employees. This process is, we refer to it as our overall performance rating methodology, and information can be found in attachment 4. The methodology introduces new practices and controls, such as well-defined performance standards that are applicable to all employees, guidelines for directors to follow for distributing performance ratings, also guidelines for minimum and maximum merit increase percentages, and processes that help ensure the total cost of the merit recommendations fall within the board-approved budget. I'd like to take a moment here and acknowledge Mary's help during development of the new methodology. She offered to review some of our draft documents, provided us with great feedback early on, and then her suggestions were incorporated into the product. Management had 2 opportunities to use the new methodology last year, and on both occasions, the processes were effective in achieving the goal of fairness and equity, while also providing managers and directors the opportunity to differentiate the merit increases awarded to employees based on their performance and their contributions to the agency. And as part of implementing these new practices, the HR team created reference materials, instruction guides, and various resources. They also provided training to our directors and managers, all with the goal of helping to drive consistency. We've documented these new policies and practices and also adopted more robust record-keeping methods. And the new procedure guide related to performance rewards is included as attachment 3 as an example of the work completed. So in summary, the work that we've done under action 6.2 and 6.3 do more than just address the findings from the compensation audit. We have significantly improved practices to ensure the agency has a strong and effective compensation program, which in turn supports a critical goal of attracting, retaining, and rewarding our employees. Earlier, I mentioned that 26 of the 27 actions in the plan have been completed. 11 of those had a December 31st due date and have since been reviewed by Mary and her team. A progress update will be presented to the Audit Committee on February 25th and to this board soon after. And then work on that last remaining item in the action plan, which is updating job descriptions for all employees, will get underway very soon, and we're on track to be completed by the end of June. So I appreciate the opportunity to share the updates this morning, and Chair Blakespear, this concludes my presentation.
Okay, thank you very much. Did Mary Kay want to say anything else on this?
Yeah, I'll briefly go over what OPA did. So we reviewed the two action items that were required this go around ending September, and they were sufficient. We also tested because, once you put a policy, you want to make sure that you're following the policies. So we did test both fiscal year 21 and fiscal year 22 pay increases to ensure that they were following their new policies and they were practicing. And we did find that they did have a well-documented process. They were, equity certainly was there. They had 4 different categories that they followed. I reviewed the spreadsheets and some of the documentation, and it was sufficient. So they are actually implementing the policies that they're setting, which is good to see. I did recommend as a follow-up, the performance evaluations are changing. They have changed, and we're kind of in the middle of that. So I did recommend, once though we do have a process that we're comfortable with, that we do update the policies to reflect those changes, because the last thing you want to do is create a policy and then it not be updated on a continuous basis. So I did recommend that you update it to reflect whatever path we go down around that. And then just to encourage that we always remember to document on a contemporaneous basis and support what we're doing when we're doing it and why we're doing it. And so that will always keep us in a good position when we're asked why we did what we did. So with that, I'm open for questions. I did provide a report, so if anyone would like to ask any questions specific to the report, I'm happy to answer them.
Okay, thank you very much, Mary Kay. Let's go ahead and see if we have any public comments. Are there any hands raised?
Thank you, Chair. We do have one member of the public, Tim Bylash. You can go ahead when you're ready.
Just wanted to say thank you for this extensive report. I am awed by the opus involved and the work of the staff involved. So thank you for it.
Thank you. Chair, that concludes the public commenters.
Okay, thank you. So I don't see any hands up from board members. So we'll say thank you very much for that presentation. That was information and discussion, so no vote required. So let's see. Our next item is a closed session item that we definitely need to get to today. So I want to make sure that we again ask if there are, this actually is the portion for public comment. So I know a couple of people made their public comment during the CEO report, so we don't need to have those two comments again because they were not related to the CEO report. I think they were trying to do public comment. But we do have now time for public comment and then time for board member comment, and then we need to go to closed session. So Francesca, do we have any?
I don't see any hands, Chair.
Okay, thank you. And I do see board member Mayor Jones.
My apologies. My daughter just called and she had an emergency and I missed item 10B. I'm sorry.
We didn't have a vote there. It's information only.
I know. I had a couple of questions. My apologies. Those 21-year-olds, darn it. I'm so sorry. I just had a couple of questions and I'm not quite sure. God, I'm so sorry. Anyway, sorry. I'm trying to get my notes together. I just had a couple of questions, and one was, I believe on item, so on page number 4, which was page 3 of the 7, from the independent auditor, it looks like all of our, the 5 recommendations, we are going to move forward with those, correct? And I just wanted to make sure we were going to, those would be completed and we'd get a report back on that.
Are you, Mayor Jones, are you speaking about the additional recommendations of updating the policy to reflect whatever changes are made and documentation?
Yes, the changes in the process and the employees to be formally noticed, those 5 items. Yeah, sorry, that's page 3 of 7 to the audit committee. Yeah, that one.
Yes, so I did make those recommendations. I believe that Melissa agreed that those definitely would be implemented as well. But it really is up to management to take the recommendations that I make and assure that they are followed. And I think that they are in agreement with these.
Okay, and then on page 6 of 7, I had a question. On the merit increases, the market adjustments, this is the 4 different areas. Merit increases, market adjustments, flex promotion, and then general pay. I don't remember ever discussing the general pay. I remember the merit increases, market adjustments, and then also the flex promotions. I just don't remember that. And that's from 1.5% to 10% addition to other pay adjustments to provide parity within their range. Could I get further clarification on that?
Sure. So when I went to review the adjustments, there were 4. And so I got some clarification from management about what was the difference between market adjustment and the general pay. And it was really, the difference was more within the agency, just to provide parity within the current positions that the employees were in. Just, you know, to recognize that those individuals needed to be made somewhat equivalent within their own classifications.
Okay.
And maybe Melissa wants to jump in and explain more about those 2 differences.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Thank you, Mary. And thank you for the question, Mayor Jones. The general pay adjustments that were offered to employees are, as Mary indicated, are really intended to help us ensure that we have equity between employees who are in similar types of jobs, who are performing at similar levels. And so one of the components of maintaining our compensation program is to ensure that there is equity. And so the pool of funds that was used for general pay adjustments was applied for that purpose. It was applied to ensure that there was that equity between employees.
So I would assume that'd be more like for cities, that's our class comp study, where we make sure that like jobs, like agencies are getting kind of around the same amount, they're within ranges. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well,
so,
that helps me out. So sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, actually, this item is actually over, Mayor Jones. So we did complete it. And if people have personal things that come up and they miss it, you know, as a courtesy, I was trying to let you have a question or 2, but we're not going backward and revisiting items because people want to. So at this point, I'm going to move us forward. And I thank you, Mary Kay and Melissa, for the presentation. And we had moved on to public comments, and now we are moving on to the next items here. So if there are any board member comments please put up your hand now. And then I do not see any, so we're moving on to closed session. So you need to log in to get to closed session, and we will see you all there. So I don't think you guys need your hands up because you're already in. So Councilmember Weber and Supervisor Anderson.
Thank you. I thought that was the case, but I thought everyone else had their hand up. I didn't want to be left out.
I had the same thought. I almost put my own hand up.
Thank you. And nice job in closed session, and nice job, by the way, this during this meeting, keeping it moving.
Thank you, Supervisor.
Well said, Joel. You're right on the money.
While we're waiting for folks to come in, Supervisor, is it true it's your birthday today?
Well, yes, it is. And
Well, happy
you know what?
birthday.
I said, I hope to hell will we have a Sandag meeting because I don't want to miss out on my birthday.
That is the chair's gift to you for your birthday.
Happy birthday, Supervisor.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Yep, 62.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
What are you
Thank
going
you
to
very
do to celebrate? Do you have any plans, Supervisor, for your
I'm
62?
I'm a season ticket holder of the Gulls, and so I will be rooting our team on tonight.
That's great. Okay, so do we have a quorum?
Apologies, Chair. I'm having some technical
It's
difficulties.
okay. I think we're not going to do our vote or our report out quite yet because NCTD had something that they wanted to share in the board member comment.
Yes, they did want to share. There are two speakers from NCTD who had short presentations they wanted to share during the public comment period.
Or public comment. Okay. And actually, we need to ask for public comment on closed session as well. So if you do have public comment on closed session, please put your hand up. But let's go to NCTD right now. Is that Jewel? She's the chair.
I did. We do have the first NCTD presenter. Sean, if you're ready, we moved you over as a panelist, and you should be able to share your screen to show your PowerPoint.
Thank you.
All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Sean Looper. I'm the Chief of Safety for North County Transit District, and I'm going to talk about railroad safety. Just some brief background. NCTD is responsible for operations, maintenance, and safety from the Orange County line down to Santa Fe Depot in San Diego, as well as our Spritzer line, which runs from Oceanside to Escondido. Our rail lines support passenger freight and national defense and is designated as a common carrier by the Surface Transportation Board. The Los San Corridor, which is our San Diego subdivision, is the second busiest intercity corridor in the United States, with track speeds up to 90 miles an hour, which requires us, unfortunately, to carry $324 million of railroad liability insurance. Oversights provided by both the federal and state organizations with the FRA, Federal Railroad Administration, and the CPUC, California Public Utilities Commission. San Diego County was identified as one of the top 10 national locations for railroad trespassing with a study done by the FRA. Based on that, NCTD conducted their own trespasser risk reduction analysis and identified 3 areas of high priority with trespassing in Oceanside, Encinitas, and Del Mar. Just for a summary of our recent quarters of events related to trespassing, we had 8 trespassing incidents from October to December of 21. 6 of those were trespassers, included 4 fatalities, resulted in over 12 hours of delay for those incident trains. Additional costs just for recovery and cleanup as required, potential long-term mental health impacts for not only our employees, but first responders, and really cascading delays for several other trains for each of these incidents, traveling from San Luis Obispo to San Diego. The railroad environment is inherently dangerous, so we do require additional training for our railroad employees that do operate in and around the right-of-way. And the FRA, when it reported to Congress in 2018, said that trespassing is the leading cause of all rail-related deaths in the United States. Due to the recent purchase of new Charger locomotives, our fleet is much quieter. The continuous welded rail has further reduced noise impacts. And as a reminder for everybody, it is illegal to cross the tracks at any place other than a designated crossing based on California Penal Code Section 369I. Several of the cities have got around this by constructing safe and legal crossings. But in Del Mar, for example, there is only one safe and legal crossing at Coast Boulevard. We must address safety on the Del Mar Bluffs, and it must be addressed now. Within the last 5 years, from fiscal year 16 to 21, there were 72 near miss events, 9 accidents, and 6 fatalities, with the most recent one last December. The city has been delaying to create safe and legal crossings since the mid-1990s. The city continues to request delays while collaborating with the Coastal Commission, asserting the right to use our right-of-way to gain access or cross the tracks illegally and unsafely, without really accepting any responsibility for the impacts. There is active litigation right now that is claiming our agency has not done enough to mitigate trespassing due to pressure from the city of Del Mar. Any other comments or questions about trespassing can be found on our trespassing mitigation page on the NCTD website, as well as through California Operation Lifesaver. Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity to speak. There is no other speaker, I believe. I believe I'm the only one, and that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you. Let's see.
From the public on the non-agenda public comment, but I wasn't sure if we had done the closed session public comment.
Yes, if you have comments on closed session, please raise your hand in the public. If you see any, please call on them.
Thank you. I don't see any hands.
Okay, we're going to do the report out from closed session, and then we're going to go to the board member comments. So go ahead, Amberlynn.
Thank you, Chair. If I could just note for the record that the board met in closed session on item number 11 and provided direction to council.
Okay, that's the end of the closeout. Okay, our closed session. So now Mayor Jones.
Thank you, Chair Blakespear. After this meeting, through this meeting, I'm just a little sad how this has honestly gone. Limiting the time that board members can speak and whether they speak more than once is certainly not a democracy, in my opinion. Sometimes, and I often find myself feeling this way, when there's discussion happening that other board members bring up and maybe staff brings up, it actually brings things to my mind that I should be asking and talking about. These are billions of dollars that we are in charge of. And I think it's very important for each one of us to make sure that we are able and ready to make an informed decision. And I just feel like that's not what happened today. And then when board members are getting angry with this, and this is certainly not the first day that this has happened, angry with us for asking questions, I feel that that is something that should be shut down by you, Chair Blakespear. I really do. And, you know, when we all voted to vote on the leadership of our board, I trusted you, and I also really believed in you, and I believed that you would lead this agency in a fair manner. And I really want you to understand, I don't want to feel the way that I'm feeling today. I certainly don't. I want to feel like I'm included and I'm not dismissed. And, you know, the San Marcos residents, and honestly, many of the residents in the county, want to feel like we are being good stewards of their money. So when we ask questions, I don't think that we should be shut down. I don't think we should be given a time limit. And I'm not doing this. I'm not asking questions because I want to waste our time. I want to have answers. And again, you know, a lot of my questions actually occur when I hear as discussion goes along. That's how discussions are. You don't have prepared comments when you go and meet with a friend and then just only say what's on that. There's discussion happening, and that's when things come into your mind and you want to respond to that. So I really hope that you will listen to what I'm saying today and hear what I'm saying, because I certainly don't want to have this conversation. You know, I have offered to sit down with you to clear the air because I feel like there might be some hostility toward me. I don't want to feel this way. And I know that no one wants to feel this way. So
I'm pretty sure I speak for most of the board members that feel like they have not been heard or possibly dismissed. But I certainly don't want to feel this way. So please, 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 let's try to figure out how we can get along, because that's really important to me. Anyway, thank you very much for the time.
Okay, thank you. Vice Chair Gloria?
Sure, thank you. I just want to make sure that the minutes of this meeting, whenever anyone takes a look at it, that the full scope of the situation is represented. You know, you have a very difficult job, Chair. You have 18 cities, the county, everyone here trying to provide input and questions for staff. And we limit ourselves to basically 3 hours every other Friday. It is not an enviable task, but you have a responsibility for trying to get us through our line of business. I'll point out today is the first time I think we've nearly finished before noon for as long as I can remember. I appreciate the attempts to run an efficient meeting, and you really have a balance. I think you've balanced it marvelously. I don't believe there's been any personal degradation of any individuals or excluding, as evidenced by the comments that were just made. I think we all have a responsibility to come prepared to these meetings. The only opportunity to ask questions is not this meeting. You can ask them before, you can ask them after. I would say that when certain board members use every single item to bring up multiple questions, it excludes people like myself who will simply decide instead to ask our questions separately at another time. I ask board members to come prepared. I realize you get per diem for being here, but that's not the only time you should be doing your job. You need to ask questions in advance. You need to call staff and make them available. And if they're unresponsive, I would ask you to let me as vice chair know, because I'd be happy to encourage them to be responsive. But I believe that you have a very difficult job, Chair. I think you're handling it with extreme grace. And I ask you to continue to do your best to manage the multiple demands of these meetings. We have to get through a lot of business in basically 3 hours. And that does not mean that everyone gets to monopolize every issue. It means that we have to run the meeting very expeditiously. And if we can't fit it in this time that we have together, ask your questions in advance or follow up afterward. This 3 hours every other week is not sufficient for running an agency of this size. We have to be full-time board members. I hope folks will take that opportunity to do so.
Thank you, Vice Chair. And I'm just going to make a few comments and then I'll go to you, Mayor Gasterling, because I think you want to talk about the bluffs. So I just want to finish this part here. So I'll just say that I do see my main responsibility as chair as getting through the agenda. This is the official business of the agency of SANDAG. And we have 18 cities and the county board of supervisors, and everybody can't have the personal privilege of asking a whole series of questions in multiple rounds and offering criticism of staff and suggestions and direction to me to ask for certain things. You know, all this board functions because we all play a role. And so far as the chair, I haven't had to have strict time limits. Like, we're not running a timer for 3 minutes when board members speak, but we could. And I think we could ask the board itself, do you want to try to manage our every other week 3-hour meetings differently so that we can get through the issues that we have and so that we can talk about big things more and little things less. And I see that as one of our biggest problems, is that we can spend a lot of time on little things. And I'll just say, you know, I have personally feel like I have had a great relationship with you, Mayor Jones. We went on a bike ride together in your city. We've communicated over many years together. This is not in any way personal. It's about me trying to manage this meeting effectively and recognizing when one voice is trying to dominate and the filibustering or running out the clock or the time can make it so that we cannot function. And so I would like to not be in the position where we have to have limits on time, but I also feel like I do need to be more rigid. This isn't just a conversation that we're all happen to be having. We have an agenda. We have a lot of money that we're overseeing. And I think it's important that we recognize and prioritize that in our comments. And the vast majority of these board members do, and they are not saying things or saying things really efficiently so that we can get through stuff. So I just encourage all of us to play our part. And if we are not able to function, I will be asking the board to implement things like time limits on board members. And I'm trying to say, like, going round 1 is reasonable. Going round 2 and round 3, I don't see that as being necessary or reasonable. I think with 18 cities and the county that we should be able to make our comments in round one. And also recognize, we prioritize the public, we serve the public, we need to make time to hear from the public. So their 3 minutes is really important. This isn't just all about us, right? So that time has to be built into these meetings as well, and recognize that on an information item that is not a vote, that's a generalized update on our transit line, you might not get the PowerPoint in advance, but that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with this agency. There's no contract to approve. There's no vote to take. It just is them talking about a PowerPoint with photos and information. So I think it is important that we all make sure and own our own responsibility to being a responsible board member here. So with that, I will continue on with board members who'd like to speak. So Mayor Gasterland.
Great. Thank you very much, Mayor Blakespear. I do want to say I like your shift very much to have the public comments be prior to the board discussion. That worked really well today, and I compliment you on that. Thank you. I wanted to draw people's attention to the North County Transit District board packet that's been posted for February 17th next week. It has a safety report in it, and some of the material that we just heard from the safety officer, Sean, with a long last name that I don't dare pronounce incorrectly. The data's in there. Yesterday, he presented the same slides to the Coastal Commission in public comments not on the agenda. Yesterday, he implied that all of these trespassing incidents had happened in Del Mar. They have not. In fact, Washington Street in San Diego is the highest trespasser incidents in the fourth quarter of 2021, with 9 incidents. Leucadia had 6, Del Mar, Encinitas, and Cardiff each had 3, and the others were singleton incidents up and down the coast or tracks. So I just wanted to make sure that this, we're looking at the data, and I wanted to reassure this board that NCTD board gave the city of Del Mar an opportunity to re-enter discussions. We spoke about it at our recent city council meeting. We said, yes, absolutely. So there will be a meeting on Monday between the Coastal Commission executive team, the City of Del Mar executive team, and the NCTD executive team. That meeting will include everyone, and I really hope that it's a reopening to doing the right thing on the Del Mar Bluff. So thank you, and thank you to this board for caring and for asking for information, including some of the mayors here who have sent me copies of the agreements that your city has engaged with NCTD. So thank you, everybody, for your time. It's much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Supervisor Anderson.
I'm new to this board. I've only served on it for the last year, but I just want to do a quick shout out to Sandag staff. We ask a lot of questions of staff prior to these meetings. Sometimes after the meetings, we reach out and ask questions because a lot of this I didn't have the opportunity to work in this area before, and they do a great job, and they've been very responsive with very few exceptions. And perhaps other people may not be using staff to their full potential, but we certainly have, and I just want to thank them for all their hard work. And I also serve on a lot of other commissions and boards. And Sandag, while I made a crack earlier when you were wishing me happy birthday, it is run very efficiently. I know that we accomplish an awful lot in very little time, where on some of the other committees I'm on, we have far fewer items with less magnitude, and it takes my whole day. So I'm grateful that staff is available and that we're able to accomplish as much as we can. And I get it. I'm not going to win every time, but at the end of the day, we do our best. And thank you for your leadership.
Well, thank you, Supervisor. Appreciate your comments. I know you have a long history of service in government too, so you bring a lot of perspective to it. So with that, I appreciate everyone's involvement and engagement on this board. And I want to announce that we are planning to go back in the beginning of March, first board meeting in March, and we'll have a hybrid option for board members. So, but we are planning to have those of us who want to go back in person be back in person. So our next board meeting, which is February 25th, will be 9 a.m. and it will be virtual. And with that, our meeting is adjourned. Have a great weekend.